Now that I've had some time to collect my thoughts on the overall weekend for WrestleMania 42, let's go over the good, the bad, and the ugly. Starting with the ugly, the amount of commercials is sickening. Like, it was insane. Like, every break, it was like 5 minutes of commercials. You come back, they gonna do a sponsored read, and then, back to commercials. We have a 10-minute long entrance. Let's plug in another sponsor. The ring full of ads. The turnbuckle got ads. Tables got ads. Announce table got ads. It's like, bro, can we get a break, please? I'm watching on ESPN, so we just got a generic screen. But apparently, the people on Netflix, they got a Hulk Hogan documentary. They got the whole thing. I heard it was like 40 minutes or something like that of Hulk Hogan. Even in death, this man is still going over. Ain't that crazy? Hulkamania is still running wild. Like, bro, the amount of ads was genuinely ruining the experience. And you combine that with something we'll get to a little bit later, it just felt like this is not WrestleMania at all. Especially on night 1. Night 2, it picked it up. Now, granted, the problems still persisted on night 2, but it was really felt on night 1. Night 1 was just insane. But I can go on and on all day about those ads and commercials, but we'll be here for another 20 hours. But we're going to move on. Move on to the bad. There was no video packages or backstage segments. Want to know why? Commercials. Like, if you're going to do that, I get it. You got to prep the entrances and the ring, make sure everything is all good with the ropes and stuff and the mat. But it's like, you could have used that time with video packages. The only ones that got a video package was the main events. That was it. Like, no backstage segments, no R-Truth. Hey, let's go on ESPN.com and do this. No, none of that. Not a single one. Not even a backstage segment. You could have did the post-show interviews backstage. After the match. Hey, let's check in on Jacob Fatu after the unsanctioned match. Let's check in on Paige and the Bellas after their world title match or the tag team title match. Let's go in on Trick Williams after the US Championship match. Let's check in on whoever. You could have done that. That not only does it waste time, you allow the crew to get ready for the next one, but also, it keeps the spotlight on wrestling and not Mortal Kombat 2 in the Street Fighter movie. It's like, bro, we get it. You gotta sell money, sell your products. I get it. I do. I understand. But it's like you're kind of ruining the atmosphere, the aura, the allure of WrestleMania. Like, night 1 was egregious with it. Night 2 wasn't any better, but at least the matches itself were better. But speaking of the matches, the run time of these matches were insane. Like, we gonna run over this. Night 1, 7 minutes, 6-man tag. That's basically a Raw match. 14 minutes for Fatu and Drew for an unsanctioned match. I get it. You're on ESPN. You're on a limited time. I get it. And there's a limit to what you can show. So the match was a little tame in comparison to other matches because you gotta keep it PG, keep it chill. I get it. But 8 minutes for a 4-way tag team match. The SmackDown matches were longer than that. The SmackDown matches were longer than the WrestleMania match. That's unforgivable. Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee. 8 minutes. 8 minutes for arguably your biggest star, regardless of division. Only gets 8 minutes. Insane. This match went for 17 and a half. 18 minutes. I'll give them that. Could have went a little bit longer, but hey, can't complain. But 7 minutes to Stephanie and Liv. I'm not gonna lie, that's a fireable offense. I know the creative has nothing to do with this. I'm not blaming them. But whoever's in charge of putting all these commercials on WrestleMania, you gotta go. Like you gotta go. 7 minutes for your world title in the women's division only gets 7 minutes. When I say the Raw and SmackDown matches were longer than this, especially for the women, I'm not even lying. It's unforgivable. It's unforgivable. The fact that I saw a stat, I don't know how true it is, but Roman's entrance was longer than the entire Liv and Stephanie match. That should never be a thing. It shouldn't be a thing. The main event got 23 minutes. I don't got a problem with that. Night 2, Oberyn Brock, 4 minutes. That's all they need. I had no problem with that being short. It didn't need to be long. This got 15 minutes. Fine, no problem with that. But notice, it's only like 20 minutes out of an hour. Like, you still have 40 other minutes, just commercials and ads. Like what are we doing? Like 40 minutes of commercials and ads. That's insane. Not a single backstage segment at all, or a video package. Like, I don't remember if Oberyn and Brock got one, but I know for a fact this didn't get one. So it's like, what were y'all doing? But Trick and Zayn, Sami Zayn, 7 minutes. Could have given him 5 more minutes. Why does it have to be 7 minutes? Demon Finn and Dominic, 10.5. Could have gave him another like 3. Rhea and Jade got 10 minutes. Couldn't give him another 5. Jade was cooking. Rhea was cooking. They had a genuinely great match, but they had to cut it short. It's like, bro, the Michi and Rhea Ripley match was longer. What are we doing? Why is all these matches so short? If you're gonna do all these short matches, just put it all in one show. Straight up, just put it all in one show. That's insane to me. At least the main event got 34 minutes. They got good time, and guess what? It's one of the greatest main events of all time. But the point is, these matches were way too short. But we're gonna move on to the crowd. They had their moments, but overall the crowd was a little weak on the weaker end of the spectrum. Not the worst, but can definitely do a lot better. Number 2, a lot of the feuds didn't feel like it was conclusive. Like, let's go through the list, right? Starting with the Usos and Division, that's not ending. That's going to continue. Jacob and Drew, I think that's definitively over. You can go either way, but 4 women's tag, I'd say that's a pretty definitive end for a good portion of these teams. I do think Charlotte and Alexa are kind of done. Bayley and Lyra, who knows what they do, but I do think that's a pretty definitive loss. It's 4 teams. One of them is bound to rematch them, right? AJ Lee, Becky Lynch, I think that's done. Gunther, Seth, that's done. That's not over. Cody and Randy, that's not over. Oberyn and Brock, that's done, especially if Brock is retired. 6-man tag, 6-person ladder match, I think that's done. Trick and Sammy, that they're not. Finn and Dom, they're not. Rhea and Jade can go either way, probably not done. Roman and Punk, I do think they're done. So I'm not going to say they're all not concluded, but a good portion of them aren't. And, it's not the worst, right? I'm not going to throw a hullabaloo about it, right? That's why it's in the mid. But, I would love to see more definitive endings. But last but certainly not least, let's move on to the good. Night 2. Night 2 was full of bangers. Oberyn and Brock, banger. The ladder match, one of the greatest ladder matches of all time. That main event is one of the greatest main events of all time. Rhea and Jade were cooking before that time got cut short. Trick and Sammy was solid. Dom and Finn was solid. Every match on Night 2, all 6 of them were at least solid. Number 2, the Cena segments. One, first of all, it's nice to see Cena on TV again, even if he's just being in a suit, just hosting duties. But the segments he was involved in, Bianca announcing her pregnancy, that was, a nice little moment. Congratulations to her and Montez. I wish them the best. Night 2, we had Danhausen and The Miz and Kit Wilson. That was a fun, entertaining little segment. None. It didn't overstay its welcome. It was fine. No problem with that. And last but certainly not least, number 3, the WrestleMania attires. I might make a whole video on that. I don't know. But I really loved a lot of the gear. The Irresistible Forces look great. Paige came out in a little flame, little joint. You got Kuroroshi, Seth Rollins with the eyes. You had the Usos and LA Knight matching. They look good. Charlotte Flair came out as a butterfly, and Alexa came out as a little goth butterfly. Dom coming out like the Mexican dark side and on the throne, looking swaggy with aura. Finn came out as a demon, obviously, which they kept that as a surprise, but either way, it looked good. The Titantron had the little Undertaker hands on the thing on it. That was nice. Steph came down with the confetti flowers. That looked great. The look of that was just amazing. Cody came out with the Batcave, thinking he's fighting Darkseid, when in reality he's just fighting Pat McAfee. It's not that deep, bro. You're not fighting Darkseid, bro. It's not that deep. But overall, the attires of WrestleMania, top tier. I really liked it. As for my overall score for WrestleMania 42, I gave night 1 a 58 and night 2 an 83, which combines to 70, which makes this an above average WrestleMania. It's not the worst, not the best. It's on the better end of the spectrum, but it's nothing crazy. But those are my thoughts on WrestleMania 42. Let me know yours in the comments, and while you're down there, like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for more wrestling videos. This is the Untitled Wrestling, aka Eli. I don't know. Goodbye.